So I went into this movie Fighter armed with my experiences of the Top Gun series Part 1 and Part 2, and I was worried that it would be a copy of that. But mercifully, I was completely wrong. The movie Fighter picks the right elements from various places by all means, like, of course, from the Top Gun series, but also it picks up the elements from other sources, like, for example, the movie Behind Enemy Lines, and something from real life, like what happened at Pulwama, followed by the Indian airstrikes, and then, most importantly, takes it further with its own invented storyline, which makes it a very interesting and thrilling watch all the way till the end. The story, of course, revolves around the revenge mission India undertakes against Pakistan after the Pulwama attacks and the subsequent rescue come destruction mission. The movie has, mind you, several protagonists, not just Hrithik and Deepika Padukone. Hrithik Roshan plays the role of the squadron leader Shamsher Pathania, codenamed Patty, and plays the role absolutely brilliantly without any overacting. Deepika Padukone also does adequate justice to her role as the top chopper pilot and looks very convincing. Anil Kapoor is simply brilliant in his role of the commanding officer. His dialogue delivery is absolutely brilliant. He is the Jack Nicholson of India, if you will. He is clearly going still great guns. The movie is very intense throughout, even when it is showing the camaraderie scenes amongst the pilots or the borderline romance between Hrithik and Deepika, which is very well calibrated. But even then, you feel the undercurrent of the real enemy threat always, and that keeps you at the edge of your seat. The movie is not hijacked by Hrithik Roshan, as you could imagine. It's quite possible, but the movie is not hijacked by Hrithik Roshan. There is enough space for all the actors, be those known actors or unknown supporting actors. As for example, even Ashutosh Rana gets to show his talent adequately in a role that could very well have been snipped off and nobody would have noticed. But now we notice. So kudos to the director and the script writer. The movie has very powerful and impressive dialogues, and you feel their thud just as good as the missiles fired by the fighter jets in the movie. As for example, one of the dialogues is "मैं जंग करता हूँ झगड़े नहीं" or "तिरंगे से खूबसूरत कफन नहीं होता." And yet another one which impressed me personally a lot, where a colleague pilot of Hrithik Roshan tells him, "तू टीम की ताकत है, टीम को भी अपनी ताकत समझ." And that's really, which brings out the camaraderie amongst the pilots, because they always fly in a formation and it's a teamwork which wins the battles. The music is very good in the movie with a rock element to it, which at times reminded me of a group called Guns N' Roses. I came out of the theater humming the new tune of Vande Mataram. And what better way to celebrate the Republic Day than watching this wonderful movie Fighter celebrating the Indian Air Force? Absolutely go and watch it in the theaters.